तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नाम्ने. नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the devotees for our weekly Bhagavatam study, Canto 7. Sorry for the delay. So, last week we just began the prayers of Prahlada Maharaj. In spite of different devatas were offering prayers to calm down the Lord was very angry, having killed Hiranyakashipu and also his entire army. So, no one was able to console the Lord. Then Lord Brahma requested Mother Lakshmi, please, he is your husband, please do the needful. She said, no, I never saw my Lord in such angry mood. I'm sorry, I cannot do. Then Lord Brahma came to Prahlad. He said, my dear Prahlad, the Supreme Lord appeared in this particular form in order to protect you and kill your father. It is only you can appease the Lord. Please go to the Lord and try to appease him. Then following the instruction of Lord Brahma, Prahlad Maharaj directly goes to Narsingadev, offers pranams, touching his lotus feet. Then Lord Narsingadev lifted Prahlad and put his lotus hand on the head of Prahlad, the small boy. And Prahlad was already pure. Only the purity is necessary qualification to have the darshan of the Supreme Lord and the touch of the Supreme Lord. Without purity, one cannot even see the Lord, even within the core of the heart. Then what to speak of seeing the Lord in front of one's eyes? So Prahlad is already pure, and Prahlad is already well realized in the knowledge of absolute truth being taught by Narada Muni. But still, whatever he was already realized, it became double realized by the touch of Lord Narasimhadev. So with that realization, now he begins to offer prayers. But in the beginning, he says that though Lord Brahma asked me to come
Hare Krishna. Cannot hear anything. Hare
what
Krishna.
about other? Mataji, wait 1 second. What about other devotees?
Couldn't hear anything, Prabhuji. Last 1 minute.
No, Prabhuji.
Now we can hear you.
We were also unable to hear for some time. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry. I think the internet issue is still continuing. That could be. Touched the lotus feet of Narsinga, and Lord Narsinga lifted him up and kept his lotus hand on the head of Prahlad. Abhayahasa on the head of Prahlad. As a result of Lord's touch, Prahlad was already pure, who is already self-realized, has become double Vedic instructions are manifested in the core of his heart. Then Prahlad Maharaj says that, see, all these great personalities like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Varuna, all these devatas who are born of Sattva-guna, who are all wonderful devatas, who can offer eloquent prayers continuously, like the flow of
Can't hear, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, not
Hare
able
Krishna,
to
no
hear.
sound. No sound. Hare Krishna. Can't hear.
Prabhuji has written a message, internet issue, just 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
now we can hear
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna,
We
Prabhuji.
can hear you now.
Yeah, I changed it. Okay, fine. Oh, sorry for the interruption because of the internet and all. So we'll continue. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I do not have any qualification for that matter in comparison to all these wonderful devatas. who are born in the Sattva Guna, who can offer eloquent prayers. I'm no one. But however, the Lord cannot be pleased by material qualities. The Lord is pleased by bhakti. If a Brahmana endowed with 12 wonderful qualities cannot please the Lord by his prayers. But a person born in Swapacha, dog eaters family, if he has bhakti, can please the Supreme Lord. Just like Gajendra, who has no qualities, but by his prayers, he could attract the attention of Supreme Lord. Similarly, by the causeless mercy of Narada Muni, I might have a trace of bhakti. That trace of bhakti may please you, my dear Lord. Please accept my prayers, which may not be of wonderful quality, wonderful nature and wonderful standard, but please accept. Because by the mercy of Narada Muni, I have a little trace of bhakti. With that, I am trying to offering these prayers. Please accept. Because only bhakti pleases you. May you be pleased with that small bhakti. Saying that, now he is going to offer his prayers. So his actual prayers are beginning from text number 13 onwards. So today we'll continue. So one of you can unmute and repeat after me. सर्वे हि अमी विद्यकरास्तव सत्त्वधाम्नो
सर्वे हि अमिविधिकरास्तव सत्त्वधाम्नो
ब्रह्मादयो वयमिवेश न चोद्विजन्तः
ब्रह्मादयो वयम् इवेश न चोद्विजन्तः
क्षेमाय भूतय उतात्मशुकाय चास्य
क्षेमाय भूतय उतात्म सुखाय चास्य
विक्रीडितं भगवतो रुचिरावतार्तारै
विक्रीडतं भगवतो रुचिरावतारै. O my Lord, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma are sincere servants of your Lordship who are situated in a transcendental position. Therefore, they are not like us, Prahlad and his father, the demon Hiranyakashipu. Your appearance in this fearsome form is your pastime for your own pleasure. Such an incarnation is always meant for the protection and improvement of the universe.
So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying that Bhagavato, oh my Lord, all the devatas headed by Brahma are your servants. Sarvehi ami vidikaras tavasattva dhamno. All these devatas are your servants situated in a position of sattva dhamno. They are all situated in mode of goodness. They are not like us who are full of fear. Brahmadayo vayam ivesha na cha udvijantaha. They are not like us at all because we asuras are always in the fear. But however, you have performed your pastime with your pleasing appearance for the protection and prosperity of the universe and your devotee, and for your own pleasure. Kshemaya bhutaya, for the prosperity of all the living entities. Utatma sukaya chasya, and for your own pleasure. Atma sukaya cha asya, your own pleasure. Vikriditam Bhagavato, O Lord, you have performed this wonderful pastime, Ruchiravatara, by appearing in this wonderful form. Kshemaya Bhutaya, for the protection and prosperity of the entire universe and also for your wonderful devotees. So, for the pleasure of them, for the pleasure of yourself, you have appeared and performed this wonderful pastime. He says, we demons are not devotees. We are unfortunate in this world. Others are all your devotees and are all fortunate. All the devatas carry out your orders. They are your servants, but we demons are not. So, the devatas are all following the instructions of Supreme Lord, taking care of the maintenance of the entire universe. They are his servants. For their sake, Lord appears and it saves them, protects them from the demons time and again. Here, Prahlad Maharaj, though he is a great devotee, but he does not see himself as a devotee. He sees all the devatas as great devotees. Because they are all great devotees, they are following in your, they are serving you by following your instructions as devatas, and they are all situated in Sataguna. And I am no one. I am situated in Tamoguna, being Asura community. So like that. We are fearful because of our inimical natures. By birth, the Asuras are inimical to devatas. As a result of that, they are always in a fearful situation. For the preservation and flourishing of the universe, and for your devotees, and for your own pleasure, you have appeared and performed this wonderful pastime of killing the greatest of all demons. So like that. So he's talking about the position of devatas. He's talking about his own position and the position of his family members. And then he says, what is the reason the Lord made appearance in this particular form and also killed the most powerful demon, Hiranyakashipu. So just to start, he was just encouraging the Supreme Lord. That Lord appeared and killed, not for the protection of Prahlad, but for the pleasure of Lord's own pastimes, and also to protect all the devatas who are Lord's obedient servants. So, obviously, since he is a great devotee, he does not project himself in a privileged position. He tries to keep himself in a humble position. So, indirectly says that, my dear Lord, all these devatas are your wonderful servants. For their protection and prosperity, you have appeared and killed this demon. So like that. Then he further continues. Tadyachamanyum asurascha hatastavadya. Krishna.
तद्यक्षमन्यम् असुराश्च हतस्त्ववद्य
Modeta sadurapi vrishika sarpahatya.
मोदेतसाधुरभिवृश्चिकसर्पहत्या
Lokascha nirrutimiha itaha pratiyanti sarve.
लोकाश्च निर्वृतिमिता प्रतियान्ति सर्वे
Rupam Nrsimha Vibhayaya Janasmaranti.
रूपं नृसिंहविभयाय जना स्मरन्ति Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I don't have a book here. I mean,
No problem.
not in town. So,
I will read and explain. No problem. I will read and explain. No
yeah.
problem.
Okay.
Oh Lord Nrsimha, oh Nrsimha, seize your anger now that you have killed my father. Tad echa manyum asurascha hatas tvayadya. Today, having killed the powerful demon known as Hiranyakashipu, please become composed. Give up your anger. Since even saintly persons take pleasure in killing a scorpion or snake, all the worlds achieved great satisfaction because of the death of this demon. Even great sadhus take pleasure in killing a scorpion or snake. Similarly, this demon is a fear personified for the entire universe. Seeing the death of this demon, all the devatas are pleased. And somebody may ask, oh Prahlad, you are talking demon, demon, demon. The demon is your father. Are you not sorry? Are you not unhappy for that? So he says, no, it's not about my happiness and unhappiness. See the entire universe. The entire universe is happy because by the death of Hiranyakashipu. Everyone recognizes your action. Everyone understands that too. who could not stand in front of Hiranyakashipu even with raised eyebrows, and today you killed him. So everyone is grateful to you. All people remember this. All people remember this form of yours in order to be free from fear. Not only now, the devatas who became free of fear, because the fear personified for them has been killed by this transcendental form, even for the rest of eternity. Anyone is put into such a condition, such a fearful condition, by remembering your form of this Narasimha form, they will become freed from that fear. This form of Narasimha not only removes fear now, it will remove fear for the rest of eternity. That is the greatness of your transcendental form. Since you have protected the world, give up your anger. How is it good for the world if one gains happiness by another suffering? So, my Prahlad, you are saying you're unhappy. How can you say that? See, your father is died, you must be unhappy, and your entire community, Asura community, also must be unhappy. How can you say that one community is happy by the death of another community? Even good people take pleasure in killing a scorpion or snake because it gives suffering to the others. Then he says that if Hiranyakashipu is a normal person, his death would be painful to the family members and all. But Hiranyakashipu is tormenting the entire universe, the whole universe is suffering. So killing that person is apt. Just like sadhus also don't feel sorry by the death of snakes and scorpions. Similarly, no one will be unhappy by the death of such a tormenting personality. So don't worry, my dear Lord, like the says. Because of this principle, it is not wrong to rejoice at the demon's death. So no problem. Even though this demon may be our father, but because he is tormenting the entire universe, by his death, the entire universe is happy. So we are happy. So like that. People are now aware that you are the punisher of sinners and protector of the religious righteous. You are paritranaya sadhuna vinashas dushtam. This has been established by your appearance in this form. And everyone recognize this, everyone remember this. Making such an appearance is not necessary again. You don't have to appear again. They just remember this form, that itself purify them from the fear. They remember this form for removing fear. That means after this, just by remembering this form, the demons will become frightened and die. The devotees become satisfied and happy, and the demons become frightened and die. The no demon dare to come forward and make trouble to the devatas. Just by remembering this you fear invoking form of yours, half lion, half man, it is auspicious for the entire universe and it is fearful to the demons. So like that, Prahlad Maharaj is kind of indicating to Lord Narasimha, my dear Lord, so everyone is happy at the death of Hiranyakashipu. Please, you also be happy. Remove that anger. So like that. Then Narasimha kind of asks, so you are telling that all the asuras will become afraid of seeing me in this particular form? And you told that you are also from Asura community, and but I don't see that all these devatas are happy. They are also afraid. They are offering prayers to compose me, but since I am angry, they are also fearful. They are afraid of seeing me in this Ugra Rupa. Are you not afraid of seeing me in this Ugra Rupa? Like that, when Lord asks, Prahlada replies, Naham bimemi ajitate ati bhayanakasya.
नाहं बिभेमि अजितते अतिभयानकस्य
Jivarkanetra Brukuti Rasa Rabasogradamstrat
चिवार्कनेत्रभृकुटीरभसोग्रदंष्ट्रात्
Antrasrajakshata Jaksheshara Shankukarnan
अन्त्रसृजक्षतजक्षे Keshara Shankukarnan.
Nirhad Beta Digibat Aribinna Kagrat.
Nirhad Bhita Digibad Bhad Aribhinna Khagrat. My Lord, who are never conquered by anyone, I am certainly not afraid of your ferocious mouth and tongue, your eyes bright like the sun, or your frowning eyebrows. I do not fear your sharp, pinching teeth, your garland of intestines, your mane soaked with blood, or your high wedge like ears. Nor do I fear your tumultuous roaring, which makes elephants flee to distant places, or your nails, which are meant to kill your enemies.
So here he says that Naham Bibebi Ajitateti Bayanakasya. O unconquerable Lord. He says that I am not afraid of your ferocious mouth. What is that ferocious form? Atibayanakasya Jihua. Your ferocious mouth, tongue, Jiva Arka Netra, eyes bright like the sun, and your frowning eyebrows, Brukuti, Rabasogra Brukuti, and your sharp teeth, Damstragn, Ugra Damstrad. Okay, sharp teeth. Your garland of intestines, Antrasrija Kshataja Keshara Shanku Karnan. Antrasrija, the garland of intestines. Your bodily mane, Kshataja Keshara, of your wedge-like ears, Shanku Karna. I do not fear your tumultuous roaring. Nirhada Bheda Digibi Atibin Nakagrat. I am not at all afraid of your tumultuous roaring. Nirhada Bheta, which makes elephants flee, or elephants flee. Digibi, Digibad. Basically, Digibad means the 8 elephants which are there in all directions. Bhita Nirhada, out of fear in their hearts, they are running away. Then finally, I am not fearful of your nails, which pierce the enemy. Aribin Nakagrat. Ari means enemy. Aribin. Those nails which torn apart the enemy. Nakagra. The sharp edges of the nails. I am not even afraid of all those things. See, the Devatas, the Asuras are all afraid of this terrible form. Are you not afraid? He says, my dear Lord, I am not afraid of your mouth, your tongue, your eyes, which are bright like the sun, your frowning eyebrows, your sharp teeth, your garland of intestines, your bloody mane, and your wedge-like ears, your tumultuous roaring. Even the elephants are afraid of that. Your nails, which pierce the strong diamond like the chest and abdomen of the enemy. I am not afraid of all these things. Though I am born in a demonic family, I do not fear you as I fear the demons. Instead, I fear the demons. The demoniac association is very much fearful than Ugra Rupa of yours. I am not afraid of this form of yours, with fierce face, fierce tongue, fierce eyes like the sun, the pride in your brow, your sharp teeth, a garland of intestines, your bloody mane, and ears pointing upwards stiffly. These are not the human ears. These are ears of a lion. They are sharply protruding up. I am not afraid of that form from which elephants flee on hearing its roar, and which has nails whose tips pierce the enemy's diamond like chest and abdomen. All the different attributes of Narsingha are being indicated. I am not at all afraid of your fearful form, but I am afraid of the association of Asuras, the company of Asuras. That is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is not feared by the fearful form of the Supreme Lord. Instead, is feared by the non-devotee association. That should be the important quality that all of us should have. We should be fearful of non-devotee association. That alone will save us from this material existence, which Prahlad Maharaj is indicating. Being a Mahajan, instead of instructing us, keeping himself as an instrument, making himself as nimitta, he is teaching us what kind of mentality we should cultivate. Since he is one of the 12 Mahajanas, Mahajano Yena Gatasya Panta. We need to follow in the footsteps of great Mahajanas. And this kind of mentality we should cultivate always. That is indicating. We should be afraid of the association of non-devotees. This is the first point. Then Lord might ask, okay, that is fine. Asura association is fine. But what exactly you are afraid of? Why you are afraid of the Asura association? What is the problem with that? Something like that. If a question is asked, what answer Prahlada will give? He will say in the next verse. Hare Krishna, devotees are able to follow what we are discussing?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay. Trastosmaham कृपणवत्सलदुस्सहोग्रा
त्रस्तोऽस्म्यहं कृपणवत्सलदुस्सहोग्र
संसारचक्रकदनाग्रसतां प्रणीतः
संसारचक्रक्रदनात् ग्रसतां प्रणीता
बद्धस्वकर्मभिरुसत्तमतेऽङ्घ्रिमूलम्
बद्धा स्वकर्मभिरुषत्तमतेऽङ्घ्रिमूलम्
प्रीतोपवर्गशरणं हवयसे कदा नो
प्रीतोपवर्गशरणं हवयसे कदा नु. O most powerful, insurmountable Lord, who are kind to the fallen souls, I have been put into the association of demons as a result of my activities, and therefore I am very much afraid of my condition of life within this material world. When will that moment come when you will call me to the shelter of your lotus feet, which are the ultimate goal for liberation from conditioned life?
So Lord might ask that you are not afraid of my this form, the fear invoking form, wherein all the devatas are afraid. Then you say that you are afraid of asuras. Why? So the answer is, O Lord, who are kind to the fallen souls, O excellent Lord, thrown into the association of the devouring demons, bound by my karmas, I am afraid of destruction through the intolerably fierce wheel of samsara. Why I am afraid of asuras? Because the association of asuras is devouring one's existence. They always tempt us, encourage us to stay away from the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Become an enemy or treat the Supreme Lord and his surrendered devatas to be one's die-hard enemies. That will destroy one completely. Because of one's bad karmas, one is already born in the Asura family, and by their association, one becomes more and more bound in this material world. I am afraid of such kind of destruction through the intolerably fierce wheel of samsara. Because the nature of the world is like that. Whoever comes in the association of asuras are doomed. Therefore, he is telling that, oh my dear Lord, when will you call me to the award liberation? Baddhasva karmabhi rutatma tengri moolam. Pritopavarga Sharanam Havayase Kadanu. Dear Lord, when will you call me towards your lotus feet? Taking shelter of whose? Taking shelter of which? One is liberated. Apavarga Sharanam. Apavarga Dene Vala Tava Angri Moolam. When will I get the shelter of that? Unless until you offer them to me, I am already, as a result of my bad karmas, took birth in the association of, took birth in the family of Asuras, and by their association, I am degrading to the lowermost part of the hellish condition. So when will you offer me the shelter of your lotus feet and deliver me from this miserable existence? So in one sense, what Prahlada Maharaj is telling is not about himself. He is actually talking about all of us, keeping himself as an instrument. He, in spite of being born in the midst of Asuras, he was so powerful, that he was so courageous, that he could speak to his father to practice bhakti for Lord Krishna. So how can we say that he is karma bandhan, and he is down going, and he is making his classmates devotees by teaching them bhakti? But actually, Prahlad Maharaj is talking about all of us. When these conditioned souls will be awarded shelter at your lotus feet, and they can be delivered from this samsara, this all devouring samsara. So this is about all of us. So indirectly telling that if at all we want to be delivered from this all devouring samsara, we should take shelter of Tava Angri Moolam. Prito, with pleasure. Why? Because Apavarga Sharanam. It is only Lord's lotus feet can award us Apavarga. This is the second instruction. First one is stay away from the devotee association. Second is take the shelter of Lord's lotus feet. I am afraid of the bad association which produces aversion to you. I am afraid of the violence of the fierce wheel of samsara, intolerable, because it is filled with hatred and criticism of you. What is this wheel of samsara? By being born in the asuras, one is defaultly develops hatred toward the Lord, hatred toward the devotees. As a result of that, one is put into more and more miserable condition. Deeper and deeper one degrades. That is the miserable wheel of samsara. Prahlada here indicates that he is not afraid of ordinary samsara. For in 7:43, he will say, Naivo Dvijay Paraduratya Vaitaranyas Padvirya Gayana Mahamrutamagna Chitta. There he will say that, oh, best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. So if we divide the people in the material world into three categories. One category are devotees, one category are asuras, and the one category are neutral people. They are neither devotees nor asuras. They don't have neither positive nor negative emotion toward the Supreme Lord. So as a neutral person, I'm not worried in this material world, because very soon I'll get attracted to your lotus feet, and then your Krishna Katha, I will deliver myself. But I am afraid being in the association of the terrible asuras, because the association of the terrible asuras will degrade one to lower and lower modes of existence. So being in the association of the envious people of the Supreme Lord, envious people of the devotees of the Lord, is very much detrimental to spiritual progress. Being a neutral, it's okay, because no envy there. So a neutral person has all possibilities to become a devotee, but an envious person, very difficult. So like that. Even in Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, that these teachings should not be taught to some people, different category of people. And finally, especially one who envy me and my devotees. Such a person should never be taught the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. All other innocent people can be taught. Ashraddha can be taught. Kripana can be taught. But not the envious person. So like that. This is because I have been thrown among the demons who desire to eat me, since I am your devotee. Desire to eat me means who desire to kill me. Did I throw you there? Lord asks. Then Prahlad says, no, 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 my dear Lord. You did not throw me there. I am bound by my own karmas. It is because of my own karmas I have been born in the Asura dynasty. Thus, when will you be pleased and call me to massage your lotus feet, which are the shelter giving, release from samsara? So somehow because of my past karmas, I have been born in the Asura dynasty. But when will you call me to massage your lotus feet, which can only offer liberation? Then Lord says, what will you do by serving my feet? What will you achieve by serving my feet? Please enjoy the happiness from the wealth of the three worlds related to your Pitrus. So your father is the Lord of the entire universe. Now your father died. So enjoy the kingdom. Why you want my lotus feet? Then Lord will say, why Prahlad wanted shelter at the lotus feet of the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, and why Prahlad wanted the opportunity to serve the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, like massaging and other things. Now you will say,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Prabhuji, in terms of today's situation, like what you mentioned as neutral people, like they are not devotees, they are not non-devotees. How to understand, like who are they? Like usually we see devotees or non-devotees, like.
No, in the non-devotee there are two categories. Non-devotees, we have innocent also who don't know about Bhagavan, who don't know about Bhakti. They never heard. And there are some people who are grossly atheistic. They don't want to become devotees. They hate the Supreme Lord. They hate the devotees. They are asuras.
Okay, means
So
the neutral ones are they are not interested to do the devotion, but they are not
no, they
against
don't know
also, like.
only. They don't know only. They don't know only.
Okay. Okay.
The neutral people are they not know are innocent. They don't know. If they come to know, they will
Okay.
take up. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Then Prahlad says, Yasmat priya priya viyoga samyoga janma.
यस्मात् प्रिया वियोग समयोग जन्म
शोकाग्निना सकलयोनिषु दह्यमानः
शोकाग्निना सकलयोनिषु दह्यमानः
दुःखौषधं तदपि दुःखमतधियाहम्
दुःखौषधं तदपि दुःखम् अतद्धियाहम्
भूमन् भ्रमामि वद मे तव दास्य योगम्
भूमन् भ्रमामि वद मे तव दास्य योगम्. O Great One, O Supreme Lord, because of combination with pleasing and displeasing circumstances, and because of separation from them, one is placed in a most regrettable position within heavenly or hellish planets, as if burning in a fire of lamentation. Although there are many remedies by which to get out of miserable life, any such remedies in the material world are more miserable than the miseries themselves. Therefore, I think that the only remedy is to engage in your service. Kindly instruct me in such service.
So he says that because of this, because of me being born in the midst of asuras, I am suffering in every single life by the fire of lamentation arising from birth, with experience of separating from and meeting friends and enemies. So Prahlad Maharaj says, because of my past karmas, I have been born in the family of asuras, and I am only get to meet asuras. I am staying away from the devotees who are my real friends. Yasmat priya apriya viyoga samyoga janma. I have got this kind of birth. I am staying away from the priya, the devotees. I am staying in the close proximity of apriya, non-devotees. As a result of that, Shokagrina Sakala Yonishu Dayyamana. So not only this life I am miserable, being in the association of Asuras, I have to experience misery life after life. Every life, wherever I may take birth, because of my demoniac nature, I will only experience misery after misery. The solution to suffering is also suffering. Dukkha aushadam tadapi dukkha matadhyanam. In this material world, whatever material solution one may offer, the current misery, that also ends up in more misery only. Oh Lord, but thinking, oh Lord, but thinking I am happy, I am wandering from one body to other body. Human Brahmama Vadame, my dear Lord, in spite of being situated in misery, but I think that no, I am happy. I'm better than others. My misery is much better than other people. Other people are more miserable. I'm much better. That means I'm happy. Like thinking like that, I've been moving from one species to other species. Please tell me, how can I be your servant? Vadame tavadasya yogam. How can I execute your dasya yogam, your dasya bhakti? So Prahlad is not at all fitting in this description. So Prahlad Maharaj is talking about all of us. He is talking about our own condition. Being envious of service to Supreme Lord, we are experiencing misery. In the midst of that, we are thinking that we are happy. And our current situation will take us into more and more degraded situation. But still we are happy there. Like that, we don't know what is the way out. The only way out is when Lord engages us in his devotional service. I experience the fire of lamentation through birth, with separation and attainment of wanted and unwanted objects in all homes. As a result of my past karmas, I have been always away from wanted association of devotees, and I have been always associating with unwanted association of non-devotees. Even a king has this lamentation. So one may say that, no, you are king's son. Why you are lamenting like that? How can you say all these things? You can lead your life the way you want. No, even a king has to lament when one has no desired association. In that devotee association, in that sense, desired means devotee association. There are many remedies for the fire of lamentation. Now, my dear son of king, there are so many solutions in this world. Prahlada says, the remedy for suffering only produces more suffering. No material means can offer one spiritual happiness. By thinking that still I am happy because of that bad intelligence, even in a body of a pig, I wander about. Wherever I may be, in spite of being situated in the miserable condition, looking at others' misery, I think that I am happy. I am better situated than others. So please tell me the method of being your servant. Tavadasya yogam. By which method should I attain your service? Please tell the truth. If I have service to your lotus feet, I will have no suffering at all in any future womb. Somehow, because of my karmas, I have been experiencing suffering till now. But if I become your devotee, in the future, I will not have any misery, even though I have to take birth in a particular species as a result of my pending karmas. Then Lord says, though you attain service to me, still you should seek out some other solution for the miseries of material life. So Lord kind of questioning, testing Prahlad Maharaj. Though you become my devotee, you attain opportunity to serve my lotus feet, but still that is not the solution for your existing miseries. You should still find some solution for alleviating your miserable life, miserable mental existence. Then Prahlad says, Prahlad Maharaj reveals some anger and pride. When Lord says that my bhakti does not deliver you, you still have to find out some means to deliver yourself. Prahlad becomes angry. How can you say, my dear Lord? You cannot say like that. If your bhakti does not deliver, then what will deliver? Something like that. Then Prahlad Maharaj with little anger and being a devotee with little pride, he says,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
ah,
Prabhuji, like, why the Lord is saying like that? That or he just trying to judge, means examine the Prahlad whether he is fixed in bhakti. For that he is saying,
no.
or how to understand.
See, if somebody says that, no, I take your shelter and I'll be delivered. So Lord also exhibiting his humility. No, no, my lotus feet does not award you liberation. You still have to find out some solution for liberation. Both of them are exhibiting humility. Whose humility wins, we'll see.
Oh, this is like first time I'm seeing Lord also is exhibiting so much humility.
Hmm.
It's really astonishing. Or it's a sweet exchange between the Lord and his greatest of devotee, like that should be understood.
Yeah, it should be seen like that.
It's not with everyone Lord is going to express the
No,
humility, but
not with everyone. Only
because
with a devotee.
yeah, yeah, because he has so much love for Prahlad, that is yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So when Lord says that, he becomes angry. No, no, how can you say that? Narada Muni told it. It should be true. And then he says, you may say that your lotus does not deliver me, but I am confidence. I have confidence. I am confident about it. You may say whatever you want, but I take pride in serving your lotus feet. Like that he will say. Soham priyasya suhruda paradevataya.
सोऽहं प्रियस्य सुरदा
सोऽहं प्रियस्य सुहृदा
परदेवताया
परदेवताया
लीला कथास्तव नृसिंह विरिञ्च गीता.
लीला कथास्तव नृसिंह
तथास्तव
विरञ्च
नृसिंह
गीता
गीता
अंजस्तितर्मि अनुग्रह
धर्म्यनुगुणः
अंजस्तितर्मि अनुगृह्णन् गुण विप्रमोक्ष.
विप्रमुक्तो
Hare Krishna Madhuri Mataji. Other devotees they are also trying to recite. Let them recite. आप लोग हमेशा करते
sorry
रहते.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes Prabhuji.
अंजस्तितर्मि अनुगृह्णन् गुण विप्रमुक्तो.
अञ्जस्ति अञ्जस्तिर अञ्जस्तितर्मनुरुगुणो गुणविप्रमुक्तो
दुर्गानिते पदयुगालय हंस संगा.
दुर्गाणि ते पदयुगालय हंससङ्घा. O my Lord Narsimha, by engaging in your transcendental loving service in the association of devotees who are liberated souls, Hamsas, I shall become completely uncontaminated by the association of the three modes of material nature and be able to chant the glories of your Lordship, who are so dear to me. I shall chant your glories following exactly in the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his disciplic succession. In this way, I shall undoubtedly be able to cross the ocean of nations.
Now, with little anger, Prahlad Maharaj is replying, "Oh Lord Nrsimha, taking association of persons who take shelter of your lotus feet, hearing the pastimes of Supreme Lord from such devotees who are in Dasya, Sakya, and Madhurya Rasas, okay, which are sung by Brahma, becoming free from material attachment, I will easily overcome separation from you." The understanding is that, oh, my dear Lord, you may say that you are lotus feet and you do not have power to deliver us. No problem. You may say like that. You can say whatever you want. But by taking shelter of your wonderful devotees, who have completely taken shelter of your lotus feet in Dasya, Sakya, Madhurya, Vasalya, Shanta Rasas, any other rasas. Because if I take shelter of such devotees, they continuously describe your wonderful pastimes, which they have learned from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma being the Vishwa Guru, the Guru, original Guru of all the devotees. So they have heard from Brahma and they'll repeat all those things. The wonderful Krishna Katha, hearing which I can become free from material attachment and I can easily attain your lotus feet. Here, the last true sentence is, I will easily overcome the separation from you means, so now I may be away from you, but by hearing Krishna Katha from the mouth of your wonderful devotees in Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya and Madhurya Rasas, very soon I will be situated next to your lotus feet and I serve your lotus feet. You may say you don't have the capacity to deliver me, but your Krishna Katha, Leela Katha, Leela Katha Strava Nrsimha Virincha Gita. That Leela Katha which was sung by Lord Brahma and also Lord Brahma's disciples. When I take shelter of that Leela Katha can deliver me. You may say you don't have power to deliver me. You may say your lotus feet does not have power to deliver me. But you cannot deny this. Your Harikatha does not have power to deliver us. By taking shelter of your Harikatha, which is sung by some of your great devotees, I will deliver myself. My dear Lord, don't worry. I don't want to trouble you. That Prahlad Maharaj with little anger and little pride. When I'm asking humbly that I want to have shelter at your lotus feet, you say that no, my lotus feet are not powerful at all. They don't do anything. So no problem. I don't want your lotus feet. I just want to hear Krishna Katha from your wonderful devotees. So like that, Prahlad says, your pure devotee is famous as a servant of Narada. I Prahlada do not accept jnana or karma like others. The people in the world, they may take shelter of karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga and all. But I don't take shelter of karma, jnana yoga even in my dreams. Instead, chanting your pastimes, I surpass the influence of the three modes of material nature. If I have surpassed the gunas, what is the question of so-called suffering of the soul? So-called suffering or the solution to the suffering? So like that. But Lord says, but one sees suffering in devotee also. Even we see devotees are also suffering. Then Prahlad says that I will quickly, completely cross over the pain of separation from you. Devotee suffers, the devotee goes through suffering here. Devotee means not a normal, just unified practicing devotee, but a devotee in devotee means who is completely surrendered devotee. Their suffering is not the suffering due to tapatraya. Their suffering is that they are not able to see the Lord, that they are not able to serve the Lord. That is their suffering. Like the Madurai Brahmana, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Madurai, he was in intense pain of separation. That how come Ravana take Mother Sita? How can Ravana touch Mother Sita? So he was in that intense pain. So such kind of suffering. The devotees go through such kind of suffering. And they can be freed from such kind of suffering by taking shelter of your Krishna Katha. Attaining direct service to you will not be delayed long because of the mercy from chanting about you. By Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam about your Nama, Rupa, Gunlila, very soon take one back home back to Godhead. I will associate with your associates whose abodes are the lotuses of your feet, and they will bring me to you. You may not have power to take me to you, but your wonderful devotees have the power to take me to you. I will take their shelter. If you are not willing to offer shelter to your lotus feet, I will take shelter to the lotus feet of your wonderful devotees. Don't worry, my dear Lord. Brahma has also glorified you. Since these topics are authorized by Brahma, there is definitive value for anyone in chanting your glories. You are the master of the devotees having Madhurya Rasa, Priyasya, Sakya Rasa, Suhruda, and Dasya Rasa, Paradevataya, like me. Paradevata means those who consider the Supreme Lord to be Supreme Lord, Paradevata. And Suhurda, those who consider Lord to be Suhruda, they are in Sakya Rasa. Those who consider the Lord to be Priya, they are in Madhurya Rasa. I'll take shelter of such kind of devotees. Dasya Bhaktas, Sakya Bhaktas, Madhurya Bhaktas, and also Suhruda can also include Vasalya Bhaktas. They are also our well-wishers. I'll take their shelter. So like that. So in that way, Prahlad Maharaj says, oh, if you don't offer shelter to lotus feet, I'll take shelter to the lotus feet of your devotees. They will bring me to you. Don't worry. So like that. Then Prahlad Maharaj further continues. बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरौ नृसिंहा
बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरौ नृसिंह
नार्तस्य चागदमुदन्वति मज्जतो नौ
नार्तस्य चागदमुदन्वति मज्जतो नो
तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधीर्य इहाञ्जश्रेष्ठस्
तप्तस्य तत्प्रीतिविधिरिहाञ्जश्रेष्ठस्
तावद्विभोतनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानाम्
तावद् विभो तनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानाम्. My Lord Narsingadev, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man.
The mother and father are not the protection for their child. Now the question is, oh, are you so confident about the devotees lotus feet? You don't have any confidence your parents and other people, the king or other people in this world? Then in that context, Prahlada is replying, the mother and father are not the protection for the child. Medicine is not the protection for a sick person. A boat is not a remedy for a person drowning in the ocean. For those who do not accept you, the remedies accepted by suffering people in this world are not at all a shelter at all. So, externally speaking, what Prahlad Maharaj says seems to be like incoherent. But actually, if you pay attention, Prahlad Maharaj is not talking about some immediate solution, the material comforts and material protection and material shelter. Prahlad Maharaj is talking keeping the ultimate shelter in front of his eyes. The parents take care of the infant child while the child is growing. But that taking care of the infant child by the parents does not indicate that the child will come back to God immediately. That protection, that care offered by the parents does not take the child to spiritual world, to the abode of the Supreme Lord. And when a sick person takes the medicine can cure the sickness, but the medicine can never take that sick person to the spiritual world. And then, when a person who is drowning in the ocean, if you come with a boat and if you take that person onto the boat, he may be saved from this current drowning situation. But stepping onto that boat does not take this person to the spiritual world, back to Godhead. The final solution is offered by you alone, are your Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Except you are your Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Where is the solution in this material world? Where is the permanent solution in this material world? All solutions of this world are relative or temporary solutions. They are not a permanent solution for a jiva to come back to Godhead. So like that. Without you, no no remedy for suffering is successful. The mother and father are not the protectors of a child, since one sees that a child suffers even if they protect him. Even though the parents are protecting the child in the childhood, but eventually in the childhood or eventually after growing further, the child suffers. Sometimes they even try to kill their children, as in the case of Ajigartha, who sold his son Sunushepa as a human sacrifice. So sometimes the parents who are supposed to take care of the children, they themselves cause trouble to the children. One example is that Ajigartha had 100 sons, 101 sons. The one son was sold because there was a king who was supposed to offer a human sacrifice. He don't want to offer his own son. So as a replacement, he purchased one Sunashepa as the son of Ajigartha, and he wanted to offer as a human sacrifice. So like that. Medicine is no protection for sick person, since even persons who take medicine also die one day. That will not save one from the cycle of birth and death. A boat is not a shelter for a person drowning in the ocean, for one sees that boats also sink sometime. Thus, suffering persons who die, who by their desire do not recognize you, do not obtain a solution to their problems by their remedies. So if one is looking for temporary solutions, one may get temporary solutions only. But permanent solution can only be obtained by looking at you, by taking shelter of your lotus feet, by taking shelter of your Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Other than that, there is no other solution. So like that. So Prahlad Maharaj is not talking about some immediate temporary material solution. He is talking about permanent, eternal spiritual solution. That is Mahajan. That makes him Mahajan. So like that. Okay. Any questions till now? Devotees are able to follow?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah. Yasmin yato yarhi yena cha yasya yasmat.
Yasmin yato yarhiyena cha yasya yasmad.
Yasmai yata yadutayat. Yasmai yata yadutayastapara parova.
Yasmai yatha yad utayastva aparaparo va.
Bhavak karoti vikaroti prutak svabhavaha.
Bhava karoti vikaroti prithak svabhava.
Sanchoditastadakilam bhavata swarupam.
Sanchoditastadakhilam bhavata swarupam. My dear Lord, everyone in this material world is under the modes of material nature, being influenced by the goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone from the greatest personality, Lord Brahma, down to the smallest ant, works under the influence of these modes. Therefore, everyone in this material world is influenced by your energy. The cause for which they work, the place where they work, the time when they work, the matter due to which they work, the goal of life they have considered final, and the process for obtaining this goal, all are nothing but manifestations of your energy. Indeed, since the energy and energetic are identical, All of them are but manifestations of you.
Here Prahlad Maharaj says, recent or ancient objects created or transformed by people with individual natures, and the persons who attain the objects are merely forms of you. The place in which the act is done, the indirect cause, the time of doing it, the immediate cause of doing it, the reason for doing it, the doer, for whom it is done, from whatever it is made, to whomever it is offered, whatever is produced, and in what manner it is produced, all of this is you alone. So one may say that no, you are telling about parents are not the solution, medicine is not the solution, boat is not the solution, and but people are using all these things. If they are not solution, why people are need all these things? They are using all these things. So then, and people are using all these things, as a result of that, they are also attaining perfection in their life. People, in order to serve me, they are using all these things. All they are preparing boga, they are preparing altar, they are preparing dressing, and all those wonderful things. They're all different objects of this material world. So they are also useless, worthless. No, all those things which are used in your service are nothing but you only. It is you who manifest in this entire universe as different paraphernalia, different objects, different entities. When they are all used for your service, they are you only. When they are not used in your service, they can be Maya. It's like that. So this verse is using the word ya again and again. Yasmin yato yerhi na chayasya yasmad yasmai yata yatyuta yastva aparapparova. That yet, like that again and again is being used. So every yet indicates a different thing. So in that way, that all these things are given. The place in which the act is done, the indirect cause, the time, the immediate cause, the reason for doing it, the doer, for whom it is done, yasmai yena, for whatever it is made, yasmai yata, to whomsoever it is offered, yeduta, whatever is produced, yastu, aparo parova. So in that way, all these things. When parents act as protectors, they are nothing but your farm. So some parents will also, who are devotees, they also take care of the children's devotional service. They also teach bhakti to the children. And that is you. You as the parents, you are doing that. Whatever recent persons or ancient persons like Brahma perform is your form. But in the form of your Maya Shakti, not your real Sarupa. So when I say that the parents are you and the teachers are you, they are not exactly your spiritual form, but they are manifesting your potency. They are manifesting your liberating potency. The place of action, the cause, the place of action is holy places. The cause, the time of action, a good muhurta. The cause, the reason, the relationship with others involved, the source of action, the recipient of the action, the performer of the action, what is performed and what is obtained, as well as how one does the action. These define the action in detail. And all these instruments of the action are you only when the activity is performed for your pleasure as a devotional activity. The person with individual gunas like sattva, prakrita swabhava, prutak swabhava, which arise from you, who are without gunas, produces or transforms objects. But those persons are the objects themselves, are all the forms of the Lord. So basically, this entire world is transformation of three modes of material nature. But when those objects are employed in your devotional service, they are nothing but you. They are no more Maya. If they are not used to serve you, they are all Maya. They are all objects transformation of three modes. So in that way, if I am the form of everything, then I am also samsara. The Lord said that if I am everything in this world, then I am also samsara. Why then do you want liberation from my form of samsara? So then Prahlada said that no, it is you only who manifest in the form of all these objects and people who are helping us in coming close to you. Then Lord says, if everyone is my transformation, the samsara is also my transformation, then why are you afraid of samsara? Prahlad Maharaj says,
Hare
Maya
Krishna,
Manas.
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Prabhuji, like here it was said na, that parents which take care of the child, means in that form, Lord, the form of those parents take care of the child like that. And in previous verses, we studied that sometimes the parents are not able to protect the child. Like, so in that form, when parents are not able to protect the child, how it should be understood? Like,
No, not like
because in
that.
one
See,
form,
the previous verse talks about a simple material protection offered by the parents. Every parent in the world takes care of their children. But that taking care of children by the parents does not award liberation to the child, does not send the child back to Godhead. But for a fortunate person, the parents who are also taking care of the infant, if they are devotees, they can also teach bhakti to the child. And that bhakti learned from those parents can deliver the child back to Godhead. When the
okay, so
parents,
in that form,
medicine, doctor, or any other thing, or anybody in this world who are acting in a favorable way to take the jiva toward the Supreme Lord, those people and those objects are nothing but you. Like that, indirectly, previously said, neither the parents, nor the medicine, nor the boat are the solution for the permanent problem of this world. Only you and your name, form, and pastimes. Then Lord says, how can you say that? So you just now you said Brahma. Brahma is the source of your solution. Brahma is the spiritual master. Brahma is also one person in the material world. No. The care that Brahma shows is in terms of bhakti that brings one close to Supreme Lord. If such kind of care is shown by anybody else in this world, they are all nothing but your manifestation. That Brahma is your manifestation. Your manifestation of your causeless mercy. And that such parents who are teaching bhakti to their children are the manifestation of your compassion. So they are non-different from you. Like we say for Guru, Saksha Dharitvena. The Guru is non-different from the Supreme Lord. Why? Because the Guru taking one back home back to Godhead. That's why he's non-different from the Supreme Lord. And there could be another Guru who is only teaching how to become a skilled person in the material world. And that person is not taking this their student to back home back to Godhead. So that a Guru is not a real protector. So like that.
okay, that time they are not a manifestation of the Supreme Lord, like that, na Prabhu? Now, those parents who will teach children about the weight of going back to Godhead, they are the manifestation of the Supreme Lord. But those parents who are not teaching that kind of a thing, they are not actually the instruments of the Lord, like that. No? It should be understood.
Like
That's
that
what
we can
I'm
take.
saying.
See, in one sense, so Prahlad Maharaj is saying that in reality, it is you alone who deliver us. So then Lord says that no, there are spiritual masters, there are parents, there are people, well-wishers, they are also helping the people to get delivered. Then Prahlad said that no, my dear Lord, the ability to help somebody else to get delivered in the parents, in the spiritual masters, in every other people is nothing but you. Just like in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, Lord says that I am Vibhuti, I am this in Indra, this in Vayu, like that, like that, like that. That is Lord's presence. The same way we have to see.
Okay, okay, understood. Thank you, Prabhuji. And sorry, Prabhuji, actually, what I am beg pardon to that Mataji who was trying to read. Actually, because I am working on the phone, and I saw that for reading translation, I opened the Gita base also, but
No, no,
my
it's
mic
okay, it's
remained
okay.
open by
No, no, it's
mistake.
okay, it's
That is
okay.
why
Leave, leave
that,
it, leave it, leave it. No, no,
yeah,
it's okay. Leave it, leave it, leave it.
yeah,
We'll go ahead.
thank you.
We'll go ahead. We'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Maya,
Prabhuji.
mana.
Hare
Ah,
Krishna,
yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, regarding parents, I wanted to ask that being parents, we take so many decisions for our children. So, miss, but keeping the Supreme Lord in the center only, we take the decision. Like we suppose we are taking any decision regarding their marriage, we pray to the God and say, God, you give me the buddhi that whatever I am doing is right. You inspire me. About I should do this or I should not do this. But
But
sometimes consequently it happens.
one
It goes.
simple question. One
Hmm,
simple question.
hmm.
What decides whether it is right or wrong? What is the
that
deciding factor? It is
that
right or
that
wrong?
we don't know, no, Prabhuji. That we don't know. We just take the help of God and then we decide it. And we think that we have asked God for it. And then when the decisions go wrong, means one is bewildered that why this has happened.
No, no, that is okay. I'm not telling that. Actually, what will be the right decision? In what
If
direction is the right
the
direction?
result is good, Prabhuji.
Huh?
If the result is good, it is a right decision.
I did
If the
not
result
get.
is favorable and good,
Matlab,
that outcome, if it is everything is good, everything goes smoothly, then it is the right decision. Then if it goes
what
wrong,
do you
then
mean by everything? What do you mean by everything goes smoothly? What goes smoothly?
for example, marriage decision. If the marriage is successful, they adjust very well and
What do you mean
they
by
adjust.
marriage successful? What do you mean by marriage successful?
If they adjust with each other nicely and cooperate,
Ah,
keeping Krishna
ah,
as center, they prosper.
ah,
It is
ah.
result is then it is the decision is correct.
See, that's what I'm asking this question again and again. That is not the right answer. What Prahlad Maharaj is saying from the beginning? Please take me out of this samsara and award me shelter at your lotus feet. Whether it may be taking care of the small infant children or taking care of the marriage of the grown up children or taking care of something else also, ultimately, whatever one may do, that activity will take them back home, back to Godhead. Will all these activities, not that they are living comfortably, adjusting with each other, understanding each other, living happily in this world. Living happily in this world is not the solution. The solution is going back home, back to Godhead.
So,
Will
Prabhuji,
all these
whatever happens,
activities, will all these activities take one back home, back to Godhead or not? If all these
no.
activities are taking one back home, back to Godhead, then all these activities are right and successful.
No, but Prabhuji, then should we think that this is the plan of their life, like whatever happens in their life, this is the plan for them
That
to go.
no, see, we don't have to think about anything. We just have to be eager to become more and more devotional, more and more surrendering. So we don't have to give any judgments to anything. We don't know what is good, what is not good. So we cannot say that okay, like this it is good, like this is not good. So we don't know. But
But whatever decisions we take, we should take the help of God. Like we should ask Him, like that God, you give me that proper intelligence. Is that proper, Prabhuji?
no, that is okay.
No,
But the point
let the
is,
result be anything. No, let the result be anything. Let the result be anything. Like we think that no, God
I
knows
mean,
the best.
do we have the energy to tolerate the result? If result goes in a like very difficult situation kind of thing, or do we have that courage to handle that?
We have to handle them. We have to tolerate only. Miss,
No.
position comes that you have to turn.
Then again we complain also. So whatever it is, see, the current situations we cannot estimate, and we cannot judge, or we cannot handle also, we cannot decide also. Many times now, many things, sometimes some things happen according to our plan, according to our desire. Sometimes the things happen, we have to make them, we have to access them. So nothing is in our hand in that sense. Sometimes you may think that things are happening the way I am thinking, but we don't know. At other times, when things are not happening the way we are thinking, so that means when they are happening and when they are not happening, we are not sure whether they are happening because of our desire, or because of our planning, or because of somebody else's desire and planning. So we actually do not know. But whatever it is, I'm not saying we should not do. Here, see, what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching, it is highest understanding. Today, we may not have the capacity to implement what he says, but we should remember that, and we should move in that direction. We should try to go in that direction.
Yes, Prabhu.
So basically, since the Mataji is asking, na, being parents, we need to take care of our children, and we always take care of our children dependents as per as our understanding. Somebody else may have better understanding, they may be able to take care of their children and their subordinates in a better way, because that is their understanding, that is their capacity. They can do it, and we cannot simply imitate somebody else. As far as our capacity, our understanding, our ability, we offer care, protection, and whatever we could to our dependents, children or what, whoever. So, but one thing should be there in anything that we do, being devotees, whatever we should do, whatever we should do in such a way that ultimately all these things will help them and will help us in our journey back to Godhead. That should be the principal motive. All other things will be the second, third, fourth only. The first purpose is being devotees. We should be going back to Godhead.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
And by the way, we are supposed to do whatever we are supposed to do, keeping this on the first priority.
Yes.
That is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling now. Being a Mahajan is indicating us that. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, just means about this discussion now, whatever is going on. From that, what I felt is, means one point was also coming up that what is the success of marriage and children if they are staying happily with each other like that. So I was feeling that Lord's plans are really conceivable for the living entities like us who are still struggling in the material world. So sometimes the marriage may, from a material perspective, appear a failure, and from a material perspective, at times it may appear a successful. But the success point actually, from a spiritual perspective, will be out of whatever happy or unhappy marriage, the child turns towards Krishna and takes up to devotion. That is the success of the whole service, I feel. Is it the right understanding also?
The success is not just taking devotion. The success is going back to Godhead.
Going back to Godhead, but that is the first step. Probably.
No, Prahlad Maharaj is not talking about the first step. He is talking about the last step.
Okay.
So we may think about first step, but here Prahlad Maharaj is not thinking about the first step. He is only talking about the last step. And that last step can only attained by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And whoever help us in attaining that, they are also should be seen and respected as good as the Supreme Lord. As we say, Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shasrair. Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada. Yasya Prasada Nagati Gutopi. Whether it may be spiritual master, it may be the parents, it may be friend, well-wisher, whoever it is. Whoever is helping us in our journey back home, back to Godhead, they should be seen, they should be respected as Lord, as none different from the Supreme. So that is from our side.
Yes.
From Prahlada's point of view, that means, my dear Lord, it is not but other than but you. No person of this world can deliver a jiva. And whoever is becoming an instrument in the deliverance of a jiva, they are all nothing but you. Like that.
I
That means
understood Prabhuji your
Prahlad is
point.
seeing
Yeah.
the Supreme Lord in them.
Yeah, but Prabhuji, like whatever you explained, now I understood it. But parents can give devotion to the children, but how they can, take him to that point where really he will be going back to Godhead. It's like, for example, like we are parents, we are trying our children to help them to progress in the devotion, but still we are not sure that really whether we are also going to go back really, in which life we don't know. So how can we be sure of the child will be really going back to Godhead, means to taking the child to that point? That I'm not understanding.
See, they are all details. Even I also don't know. But here there are 2 points. One is from the receiver point of view. Other one is from the giver point of view. So here Prahlad Maharaj is talking from the receiver point of view, and you are asking from the giver point of view. So how the parents, how being the parents should take care of their children and all. So that is also again a different topic in any way. So here the point is whether, as Lord Rishabhadeva told in the fifth canto, we have seen that in one of the prayer, in one of the instruction that he was giving to his sons, he was telling that so one should not become father, mother, husband, friend, relative, worshipful devata, and finally guru. If one is not delivering the subordinate from the repeated cycle of birth and death. पिता न सस्यात् जननी न सस्यात् दैवं न सस्यात् पतिश्च सस्यात् नमोजयेत् समुपेत मृत्युम. So ultimately, see one point, even we have read fifth canto also, the later part of cosmology section also. This Bharata Varsha is a place meant to deliver conditioned soul. It is a responsibility of everyone, including the Supreme Lord. From Supreme Lord to even a ordinary living entity, they should help others but conditioned soul to go back, come back to Godhead. Otherwise, one does not have any right to be here. By the way, helping others, and one also receive the help from others. So as a result of that, both will go back, come back to Godhead. So that is the main, the principal dharma of this Bharata Varsha. The main dharma of this Bharata Varsha. The main purpose and main activity of this Bharata Varsha. So in both the ways, the receiver should be eager to receive, the giver should be eager to give. So in one sense, everyone is a receiver and everyone is a giver. We are receiving from others and we have to give to others. So in both the case, we are fastening our journey back to Godhead. So here Prahlad is talking in terms of the receiver point of view. There Rishabhadev talked about in terms of the giver point of view. So details vary. We cannot tell details by doing what we as the parents are actually helping our children to go back, come back to Godhead. Being a teacher, we as a teacher helping our students to go back, come back to Godhead. The details may vary. But in principle, whatever we may do, that should be in a way in the alignment of the subordinates journey back home, back to Godhead. For some, we are teacher. In front of some, we are student. For some, we are parents. For some, we are children. For some, we are friends. And for some, we are friends. That means for some, we are receiving friends. For some, we are giving friends. So this is there in every aspect. So both the way, we have the responsibility. In one side, we have to receive. That is our responsibility. In other side, we have to give. That is also our responsibility. So like that, at least this is my understanding. You can check with the other senior devotees also. Details we
Yes,
cannot pinpoint
Prabhupada.
for because
Yeah, means
every
actually,
person is a different person.
yeah, details may vary, Prabhuji, but whatever we can give, like you were talking about now, first step, I'm talking about first step, and Prahlad Maharaj is explaining about the last step. But whatever we will be able to give, that will be somewhere in the middle only, all these steps, na, like that. So it means that final step, whether somebody will reach or not, that will depend on various other factors, right? Like that, I was thinking.
Till
Thank you.
then, till then, one should not take rest. Till then, one should not become tired.
Yeah,
Till then, one should not give up. So that is the whole point.
yes, yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Ah,
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Ah.
I mean, what I am thinking is whatever happens in the material life that we should not be so much concerned about. But we should be, is it like that, that we should not be concerned about whatever happens in someone's material life? Means our
Not like that.
children also.
It's not like
We
that.
should,
Not like that. No, we should be concerned about. We should be responsible for everything. See, for example, you as a person, you have multiple things to do in the home. Yes or no? For example,
yes,
one
yes,
Mataji in a
Prabhuji.
home, she has multiple responsibilities. One responsibility towards husband, one responsibility toward the in-laws, one responsibility toward the children. In children also there are boys are there, girls are there, different responsibilities, and one responsibility toward the visitors, one responsibility towards friends and relatives, and one responsibility toward the home. So they need to take care of the home also every day. So many things are there. So one should be attentive to all these responsibilities, but among all these responsibilities, the first priority should be given to going back home, back to Godhead.
Yes.
So like that. So Bhakti does not take out everything. Bhakti says you should do everything also, but keep going back home, back to God in the first position. So while doing so, dire, this first one becomes prominent and all other becomes less prominent.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So in that way.
Yeah, yeah, understood.
So we cannot deny if something bad is happening in the case of our children, in the case of our family, we cannot say that I'm a devotee. I should be indifferent. Not like that. We should be concerned about all these things. When we should not be concerned about all these things, after sufficiently took care of all the responsibilities, after handing over them to next generation, then one should not be, but then one should be indifferent to all such things that are happening in the home. For that also we can say after retirement and all something like that. Then what's happening in the family, the next generation will take care. So they now one should be giving full time to the practice of bhakti. So like that, there should be gradual transition.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, we'll go ahead. Maya manasrujati karma mayam baliya. Hare Krishna, someone repeat.
Maya
Maya
manas
manasrujati Yes, Mataji, you continue.
No, continue.
Maya mana srujati karmayam karmamayam baliya.
Kalena chodita gunanumate pumshaha.
Kalena choditaha gunanumatena pumsaha.
Chandomayam yadayarpita shodasharam.
Chandomayam yadajayarpita shodashacharam.
Samsara chakramaja kotitare tvadanyaha.
Samsara chakramajako titare tattvadanya. O Lord, O Supreme Eternal, by expanding your plenary portion, you have created the subtle bodies of living entities through the agency of your external energy, which is agitated by time. Thus, the mind entraps the living entity in unlimited varieties of desires to be fulfilled by the Vedic directions of Karma Kanda, that is, fruitive activity, and the 16 elements. Who can get free from this entanglement unless he takes shelter at your lotus feet?
Maya, whose gunas are agitated by the glance of your Purusha expansion as Mahavishnu, in the form of time, Mahakala Purusha, creates the insurmountable subtle body made up of mind and other elements, composed of desires, which causes secular and religious actions, which in turn becomes the wheel of samsara, with 16 spokes of transformations caused by ignorance. What person who does not take shelter of you can surpass this? The question was, if I am the form of everything, then I am also samsara. Then why do you want liberation from samsara? So the point, even though Prahlada Maharaj directly did not say, I mentioned that those parents, those medicine, that boat and that guru and all other people who are assisting us our journey back home, back to Godhead, they are all none but the Supreme Lord. They are all nothing but the representation of Lord's compassion. Then Lord says, this world is also me only. The world is also created by me. If everything is me, the world is also me. The samsara is also me. Then why do you want liberation from samsara? If samsara is me, be with me. Be with samsara only. Then Prahlad Maharaj says, no, my dear Lord, there is a subtle difference. Maya, consisting of three gunas, when Lord Mahavishnu glanced upon Maya, that the three gunas transform and produce 24 elements, and the 24 elements come together and manifest the entire cosmos and manifest the physical forms of all the living entities and also manifest so many material activities, etc., 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 etc. But in this material world, which is made up of three modes of material nature, some activities bind, some activities liberate. Those activities which liberate are nothing but devotional service unto you. Willingly, who want to be bound in this material world? If a person who is in knowledge, how this world is made, why this world is made, what happens in this world when we do something, whoever is in knowledge of that, definitely will take shelter of your lotus feet to go back home, back to Godhead. Because your lotus feet alone can deliver one from this material world. Maya, your external energy, create the subtle body, the cover, which is the covering of the jiva, made up of mind, man, buddhi, ahankara, chetana, mind, intelligence, ahankara, ignorance, and consciousness, mahatattva and other elements, etc. Mahatattva is chitta. She makes mundane and Vedic activities made up of Maya. So in the material world, there are two category activities. Mundane activities, which are binding, and Vedic activities, which are liberating. So the mundane activities are difficult to overcome. Of course, even Vedic activities, some of them are sakama karma. Some of them are mundane materialistic activities. Some of them are Vedic activities which take one to Swarga. They perform Vedic activities, pious activities, they take one to Swarga. Even though one may go into Swarga and other places in the material world, they are also binding one. Such a person, just by going to Swarga, does not attain liberation. They have to come back again after Punya is over. She has gunas which are agitated by the glance of the Supreme Lord's expansion as Mahavishnu. Chandomaya means made up of desires. This becomes the wheel of samsara with 16 transformations taking shelter of avidya. 16 transformation means the 11 senses and 5 tanmatras. With the help of these things, a jiva is bound in this material world. Jiva employs the 11 senses for the purpose of acquiring the 5 tanmatras. Then one is bound. That desire is called avidya. Then who can overcome it? Who can overcome avidya? Those separate from you. Huh? Those who do not worship you cannot overcome it. Those who are separate from you means those parents who do not represent your compassion, those medicine which do not represent your compassion, and those boats which do not represent your compassion. Those boats mean those objects, and those gurus who do not represent your compassion does not help one overcome this material existence. Your pure devotees, however, can overcome it. Or your pure devotees can help a conditioned soul can overcome Maya. It's like that. That is understanding. That means, though you may say everything is samsara, my dear Lord, but in the samsara there are total 3 categories of people. So one category of people who are doing mundane activities. Second category of people who are doing Vedic activities, but just to go to Swarga and all. But there are third category of people who are your devotees. By taking shelter of your devotees, one can go back home, back to Godhead, but not by taking shelter of mundane activities or Vedic activities. That distinction, Prahlada understood and is explaining about it. So though I say that they are you, these people are all you, but not everyone is you. Only those people who are assisting a conditioned soul to go back home, back to Godhead, they represent you. They represent your compassion. They represent your causeless mercy. Not everyone else. All others are simply binding a jiva in this material world. They can be treated as an expansion of the 3 gunas of Maya. So like that. This is the understanding of Prahlada Maharaj. Then he says, Sattvam hi nitya vijitatma gunaswadharma gunaswadhamna.
Sattvam hi nitya vijitatma gunaswadhamna.
Kalo vasekrita visrujya visarga shaktihi.
Kalo vashīkrita visrajya visarga shaktihi.
Chakre visrishtamajayeshwara shodasare.
Chakre visrishtamajayeshwara shodashare.
Nispīdyamāna upakarsha vibho prapannam.
Nishpidyamanam upakarsha vibho prapannam. My dear Lord, O Supreme Great, you have created this material world of 16 constituents, but you are transcendental to their material qualities. In other words, these material qualities are under your full control, and you are never conquered by them. Therefore, the time element is your representation. My Lord, O Supreme, no one can conquer you. As for me, however, I am being crushed by the wheel of time, and therefore I surrender fully unto you. Now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet.
Here Prahlada Maharaj says, O Lord, O Supreme Power, you conquer the material gunas contained in the jiva's intelligence at all times by your Swarupa Shakti. You are situated beyond three modes, and you can deliver a conditioned soul from the influence of three modes by conquering them. You are time, which agitates the gunas. You destroy ignorance in the subtle body. Please bring near you that person who has been thrown in the wheel of 16 spokes by ignorance and is being squeezed like a piece of sugar cane. So every living entity is attached to 16 objects. What are the 16? 11 senses and 5 tanmatras. Being attracted to these 16 things, with the help of 11 senses, one want to acquire more and more the 5 tanmatras. One is simply crushed in the wheel of samsara, life after life, life after life. Such kind of person who is simply attached to 5 tanmatras can be delivered only by you. Because you are the master of three modes, you can keep the three modes under control, which are making this jiva getting crushed again and again by the wheel of samsara. So like that, Prahlad Maharaj is requesting Lord to deliver one and all. Because Maya is your energy, the wheel of samsara made up of Maya is also you or your potency. However, it is different from your Swarupa Shakti. So though samsara is you, but it is not your Swarupa. It is your Bahiranga Shakti. You are a differentiated or separated energy. Therefore, free me from that samsara and take me to your feet in the spiritual world. Though Maya creates the material subtle body for the Jiva, you conquer the material gunas in the intelligence of the Jiva by your Swarupa Shakti, Swadhamna. Your time which agitates the gunas. Basically, you have two manifestations. One is your Swarupa, other one is your Bahiranga Shakti in the form of Maya, in the form of the universe. So I am bound in that Bahiranga Shakti. By your Swarupa, you can deliver me and you can deliver every conditioned soul. So like that. Therefore, please deliver me by your Swarupa Shakti. You remove ignorance in the subtle body of the Jiva, the effect of Maya. So our ignorance is deeply rooted, deeply stored in our subtle body. The Supreme Lord can remove that ignorance and purify our subtle body. When the subtle body is purified, we are delivered. Bring the person being squeezed like a piece of sugar cane near you. If we are not delivered by the Lord, we have to go through that wheel of samsara, being crushed by the two wheels of samsara. Like sugarcane gets crushed by two wheels and juice comes out, something like that. So the only solution for the deliverance of such a person is Lord's mercy. Because the Lord is the master of Maya, he can deliver such conditioned soul. So this is a humble request to Supreme Lord to deliver himself and to deliver everyone. Of course, for Prahlad Maharaj, don't deliver himself, but he's already delivered. But he's praying, keeping himself as a low person, he's praying for all of us. So like that. That is the mood of Mahajana. And one thing is praying to the Lord, other thing is instructing us who are innocent, who are ignorant, telling that, hey, Samjo, you are crushed by the wheel of samsara, even though you don't understand that you are crushed, but you are crushed. So try to take shelter of Supreme Lord to come out of that miserable existence of getting crushed by the wheel of samsara. So in that way, there is an instruction and there is a prayer to Supreme Lord on our behalf. So like that, Prahlad Maharaj is indicating. Then he further continues. Dushta Maya Devi Vibho Kila Dishnya Panam. Anyone? Krishna.
दृष्टा मया दिवि विभो किल देशपानां
आयुश्रियो विभवयिच्छति याञ्जनोऽयम्
आयुश्रियो विभव इच्छति यान् जनोऽयम्
योऽस्मात् पितुः कुपितः स विजृम्भितभ्रू
येऽस्मात् पितुः कुपितः स विजृम्भितभ्रू
विस्फूर्जितेन लुलिता सतुते निरस्ता
विस्फुरितेन लुलिता सतुते निरस्तः. Just 1 minute. Lost. My dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to the higher planetary systems for a long duration of life, opulence, and enjoyment. But I have seen all these through the activities of my father. When my father was angry and he laughed sarcastically at the demigods, they were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movements of his eyebrows. Yet my father, who was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment.
Here, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I have seen the lifespan, wealth, and power of the Devatas, which people desire. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that he was living the same family, na? For the last 5-6 years, whatever, all the Devatas who had a long lifespan, who had strong power, who had strong wealth, they became menial servants of Hiranyakashipu. They would be afraid that Hiranyakashipu might be looking at them. If Hiranyakashipu might be glancing at a person, means today is gone. So much afraid that the Hiranyakashipu should not look at us. So I have seen all these wealthy, powerful, long devatas. The devatas were destroyed by the movement of the eyebrow of my father, made in anger or just. All these powerful devatas who can live for one manvantara, who can destroy big powerful personalities, who are very opulent, but they became paupers and menial servants, and they are afraid if my father might look at them angrily. And such a powerful person, you killed him very easily, nonchalantly. So you are such a person. I do not see anyone except you who possesses power. He to whom I surrender will deliver me from samsara. Who else but you can deliver a conditioned soul from samsara? I have seen the wealth, power, and lifespan of the devatas in heaven who were destroyed just by the movement of my father's eyebrows raised in mockery. But my father was destroyed by you. I recognize you as the Supreme Lord because of your extraordinary prowess. So in order to indicate how and why the Supreme Lord had the ability to deliver, he's telling that the fear for the powerful devatas has been destroyed by you. Just like that. Hare Krishna, devotees, please. Devotees, kindly mute. Hare Krishna. Kindly mute. Yeah. So now the Supreme Lord asks, so then what do you want? Why are you offering so many prayers? What do you want? What do you want from me? If I am so powerful, then what do you want from me? So Prahlad Maharaj says, Tasmadamum tanubrutam mahamashishogna.
Tasmat amustanubhritam ahamashishodnya
Ayushriyam vibhavamayindriyamavirincyat.
Ayushriyam vibhavam aindriyam avirinjat.
Nechami te vilulitan uru vikramena.
Nechami te vilulitan uruvikramena.
कालात्मनोपनयमां निजभृत्य पार्श्वम्
Kalatmanopanayamam nijapritya parshvam. My dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy all of them. You destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant.
Oh, my dear Prahlad, if I am the Supreme Lord, because I have killed your father, who was controlling the devatas who are long-lived, opulent, and most powerful. So tell me, what do you want from me? So Prahlad says, I do not want these objects of enjoyment, lifespan, wealth, power, or sense enjoyment of living beings up to that of Brahma. So he was asking, what do you want? No, I don't want all those things that these devatas have. Today, all these devatas came under the control of Hiranyakashipu, though you killed him, and tomorrow somebody else might come like that. Again, they are put in trouble. So, what is the use of having all what devatas had? Whether the long lifespan, opulences, opportunities for enjoyment, or power, and all other things. I do not want all these things. What to speak of devatas, even whatever Lord Brahma possesses, I don't want any of those things, which are all destroyed by your power of time. Take me to the side of your servant. Then what do you want? Kalatmanopanayana Mam Nijaburtya Parshvam. I have already had an experience of happy condition. The womb of my mother, I was with your wonderful devotee Narada. And now, because of my father, till now, I could not be with Narada Muni because my father put a strong rule that no Vaishnavas are allowed inside. No Vaishnava should meet with Prahlad. I was never meeting with Narada Muni or other Vaishnavas. Now on, I want to be with your devotee. That is enough. I don't want anything else. Even I don't want you also. I want the association of your devotee like Narada Muni. This is what I want from you. Since my father possessing such power and wealth was destroyed, see, the Devatas possessed power, wealth, they were subjugated by Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu possessed so many blessings given by Brahma, so many things. Still, he was killed by you. What is the use of having anything material in this material world? I don't want all those things. I do not want objects of enjoyment, knowledge to attain those objects, which is actually ignorance, pleasure of the senses, and even the enjoyment of Brahma, since these are destroyed by time. I know that being at the side of your servant is the best. As far as my little understanding is, being next to your devotees like Narada Muni, the best thing that one can have in this material world. I only have that desire to be with your devotee. Please avoid that. This is the desire of a, this should be the desire of a devotee. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that. We should not hanker for this, that, and all. We should always hanker for to be with a pure devotee. Because in the association of pure devotees, we get to know and we get to hear Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Supreme Lord. When we hear, when we discuss, when we meditate upon, contemplate upon, then we are qualified to go back, come back to Godhead. That should be the principal motive for doing anything or living, our principal aspiration. Through the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, we understand these things. As the prayers go ahead further, we get more and more insights from his prayers and more instructions, and the mood of Prahlad Maharaj we understand more elaborately as we go further. So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next week from 25th verse onwards. So any questions? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, the 2 words prior, you explained now that since the ignorance is stored in the subtle body like that. So that means whatever the gunas influence, sattva, raja or tamas, it will be in our subtle body itself. The manifestation of that will be seen in gross body in terms of the habits or whatever. Like that it should be understood. No?
See, grass body is simply an instrument. That instrument is used by the subtle body. It is subtle body which decides what to do, what not to do, how not to do and all. So avidya or vidya, they take shelter of subtle body. So our focus should be to purify the subtle body. When we purify subtle body, gross body is automatically purified.
Okay. Okay. Understood, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. What about other devotees? Do they have any questions?
No, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay.
No,
So
Prabhuji,
thank
thank
you very much. Thank you. So if there are no questions, we'll stop here for today and we'll continue.